located in a central, accessible area of Gozo, close to public transports and other amenities. Tesvija is designed to sustain itself through a mix of revenue streams. Here's how it works. Repaired items will be sold at affordable fees to low-income families. For more complex repairs, a higher fee is charged. And workshop participation will also generate additional revenue. Tesvija will partner with local businesses and schools like Amcast. This will provide tool donations and also sponsorships. EU grants and public funds, such as green grants and the Business First schemes. In fact, here we have an additional benefit since being Gozotan, Business First offers several schemes and initiatives which we can benefit from, especially when it comes to employee salary subsidies. This approach ensures that Tesvija will remain resilient and scalable, with minimal reliance on heavy initial capital. Financial sustainability is key to Tesvija's longevity. Collaboration with Gozo's businesses, schools, and vocational programs will be key. Here is where NGOs come into play. NGOs have several programs that are sadly slightly underfunded here, so Tesvija will also serve as a hub for all NGOs. I can see people from NGOs like Audish, etc., which will definitely need some repairs, and these repairs to be done at cheap cost. So Tesvija will offer incentives to NGOs, and therefore it will be a sort of voluntary organizations helping other voluntary organizations. Of course, no project is without its challenging. Tesvija needs to be fueled from somewhere. Recruiting skilled tradespeople may prove tough, given Gozo's small population. However, I am confident that we can offer competitive wages and volunteer incentives. There are already a lot of schemes where skilled tradespeople are looking to work. I am referring to the MCAST apprenticeship programs, where a lot of students my age sometimes struggle to find places where they can do an apprenticeship, where a lot of my fellow Gozotan students have to do their apprenticeship in Malta. Tesvija would be a hub where people can do their apprenticeships while they are studying in Gozo. I think that the majority of you have studied in Malta and they know the hassle of commuting back and forth. So, our results are impactful. Each thing that we repair will mean that one family has one less expense to build, from maybe darning a pair of socks to repairing a washing machine. Here I have prepared a statement of profit and loss, which I will be distributing to the judges. The impact of Tesvija goes beyond its numbers. In my projected profit and loss statement, in the first year, I found out that it would be very difficult to make a profit. In fact, in the first year, we will register a loss of about €2,000. However, in my projections for the next 2 years, we will be able to break even and even register a net profit of €11,000 by our third year of operation. So I am quite sure that our initial hurdle will be easily overcome. Tesvija's vision does not stop in Gozo. For our future plans, should we, and I am confident that we will, be able to be successful, we can even scale in Malta, where to date and to my knowledge, there are no large-scale projects of this size. And with exactly as that time stop flashed, thank you for your time and attention. Tesvija is more than a business idea. It's a movement that shows how community-driven solutions can tackle big challenges. By reducing waste, empowering individuals, and making essential goods accessible, we're creating a better future for Gozo and beyond. I look forward to your questions.
Thank you, Haley.
So, first of all, well done. And I like the fact you used the name of Tesvia a number of times, and I think all of us know what the name is going to be, and I think it's quite catchy. I have a similar question which I asked Maria. Will you be first focusing on specific repair objects, or are you going to be accepting everything?
So I have taken a small look at the niches and the courses that are offered locally. For example, finding people who are skilled at tailoring will not be a large problem in Gozo. However, maybe finding a mechanic would be slightly problematic. However, we can cater to this by finding at least one expert person, which we will collaborate on, obviously with a handsome remuneration on these things, and they could maybe bring their own apprenticeships, or else we can get apprenticeships through even EU schemes.
All right, okay. And another question that I have is, besides, so like you creating this hub, which I like, the concept of the cafe, are you foreseeing is just people coming in to repair things, or you mentioned, if I understood you well, even foreigners being an opportunity where they can meet up, and you mentioned also elderly people where they can meet up. Are you seeing that there might be also an opportunity for having some form of an income stream with having people there?
Of course. I did not mention this in my statement of profit and loss because I did not want to increase expenses, especially as they would be slightly burdensome. However, I do believe that we could increase this by maybe adding some traditional food and locally prepared nourishing sources. It would certainly be ambitious, but it would certainly be a project that would enrich that Tesvia hub, turning it from not just a place with four walls, but into a hub.
Thank you, and thanks for the presentation. The problem with, not the problem, but the central issue with recycling, especially electronic materials and stuff like this, is that very often it costs more to repair than to throw it away and buy new stuff. So you made reference to it in your presentation by saying that it might be part of a movement, for example, involving expats and elderly and stuff like this. So I think by doing that, you will be like tapping or trying to rebalance the cost and the revenue by making use of skills that might be there, and you encourage them to offer their services. Again, my comment is similar to my other first presentation. How to generate enough revenue to make this sustainable and to make it profitable. Because at the end of the day, it could be done on a voluntary basis, for example, which I think there's a market for it. But to make it profitable and sustainable, you need to balance the books and make a profit at the end of the day. So the question is how to convince people to bring things to you, repair them at a cost, because to repair them there's always a cost, and then to sell them at a price that at the end of the day leave you with a profit.
Thank you for your question. It was something that I pondered myself when I was choosing this idea. However, I believe that this could be an opportunity. We are in Gozo. Gozo is a small island. Currently there aren't any business ideas like this on the market, so we will have a monopoly over this sort of idea. So you mentioned rightly that sometimes it costs more to repair. Tesvia will definitely not be accepting things that are beyond repair. We will be evaluating the things that we receive and seeing if they actually make sense or not to repair. And I think that we will find we won't have any shortage of things to repair. In fact, you can see that so many things are dumped outside every day. Our valleys are steadily filled with things from bulky refuse. We see those newspaper reports nearly every day. And so I think that people will be more motivated to bring their items to Teswia just because they know that they can just take their item and leave it there. I did mention our corporate social vision. We are helping families in need. So we can sell the repurposed items at a low price. So even if a person doesn't want to repair this fridge because he's buying a new one and the fridge is just broken, so he brings it to us, we repair it, and we sell it at a lower price. Therefore, we can start increasing profitability. As Mr. Schembri asked me, Teswia also shows potential to expand into other niches. For example, instead of being just a repair shop, we can also expand into being a sort of charity shop, a thrift shop. There are so many things that can be done with this business model. It can be easily tweaked to see which areas are more profitable. For example, I don't know, maybe mobile phone repairs will be more profitable than other areas. So then we will focus more on that. We will hire more skilled technicians from that area in order to maximize our profitability. Of course, until the idea gains a bit of popularity in Gozo. In fact, it's projected in my statement of profit and loss that first the idea will not be profitable. First we'll make a loss. However, our project sessions bode well for us. Thank you.
Thank you, Hayley, for your presentation and your energy in the presentation, so well done for that. We obviously have a chance of collaborating here, to people collaborating in making their idea bigger. Something that you highlighted in your presentation, you started off with the question of how many of you had something to repair, and because you didn't have the time or no opportunity, you dumped it and bought another one. You also mentioned there's a repair center which is underutilized. So I think you need to really focus on breaking those issues. So how can I solve the issue of time? And if the current repair center is underutilized, why? So you need to focus on that, on attracting people to you. Now the idea of the cafe, of creating a community that I actually spend some time and repair something, and I have the pride that I fixed it myself through one of the workshops, or fixing it sort of or collectively, and then I go home with a toaster being repaired, is one way. Yes, I agree with you. It could be developed further, but how can we? What elements? What will you do to really attract people to come and spend the time or the energy to, if not repair it themselves, but at least even to bring it to you? So how will you bring that culture change? And that obviously will affect also your bottom line, because you need to spend money on educating people. And I'm not worried about not returning a profit after 1 year. No startup does that. But in the long run, how will you cater for such a big educational mindset changing campaign and still be profitable? So have you thought more on that front?
Okay, so we did mention about the existing center that's currently being underutilized. I believe that with the correct marketing, with the team of people that can actually connect to the growing generations about repairing things, I believe that this idea can be a great success. Because personally, I had not even heard about this place before I started doing research, and I consider myself to be quite the updated person. So a lot of in fact, we can see that a substantial chunk of our budget goes into marketing. If one person comes at Teswia and they get their item repaired, the likelihood of them coming back and telling others will increase. And that's the advantage of having a business in Gozo. We aim to garner a very good reputation by word of mouth. Also, for example, you mentioned that the people won't be as incentivized to bring their items to us. We can also, at a later stage, create a home delivery service where we would just go around and pick the item up if it's a smaller, reasonably sized item. As well, regarding the mind shift, to the shift change, I agree totally with you. It's something that is happening slowly over generations. I believe that this project will be far more profitable in 10 years' time than it is here, which bodes well for me, as it will, the company's profit and loss charts will continue to grow as time goes by. I believe that, for example, we can even do partnerships with the government that is currently collaborating, and we have been hearing about the Reduce Recycle campaign since we were young. I believe that SWIA will be a way for people to see that this Reduce, Reuse, Recycle thing is actually happening in practice through our hub, which will be in a centralized location where people will pass by and see it, which will probably employ someone that's a relative of yours. For example, I said that I would be employing students from MCAST. Probably their families and their relatives would hear about this idea, and they would actually be incentivized to come. Not if the place was just employing employees that were just there fixed, you have the same team of 12 people. But here at SWIA we would have constantly changing people, constantly changing young people that would encourage each other. I bank a lot on this word of mouth initiative. Personally, I visit a lot of thrift shops where I got these earrings for. Shout out to Deborah's Pre-Loved Boutique. And there's a community. This is where I got the idea from. There's a huge community of people that just go out on Saturday mornings, they scour the thrift shops, and they found some really unique pieces. The sense of community cannot be underestimated when it comes to initiatives like these. There are people that follow each other on Instagram that showcase startups like these. Some of my favorite creators online are people that showcase thrift businesses. With this regard, I could also be able to reach out to people that have started thrift businesses, and we could maybe collaborate together from Gozo to Malta. So I am very confident in the idea.
Thank you. I would like to thank all of our pitches tonight. They were simply very interesting to hear. Thank you, Maria, George, and Hayley. We will now be having a short break, so food will be served around 25 minutes. Thank you to our judges, and I wish you all a good meal. Thank you. Hi, we hope you enjoyed your meal. I would now like to invite each of the participants to be awarded their certificate and also a small memento to celebrate today's event. Please come to the front. Thank you. Maria Catania, George Abela, and Taylor Schwer, please. Thank you. Thank you. I would now like to invite Mr. Ronald Sultana, Director of Tourism Economic Development within the Ministry of Gozo and Planning, to make his remarks.
Thank you very much. A good evening to all. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed organizers, I will be delivering this speech on behalf of the Minister for Gozo and Planning, the Honorable Clint Camilleri. As we reach the close of today's Inspiring Youth for Entrepreneurship event, I would like to take a moment to thank each one of you. Your presence, ideas, passion truly demonstrate that Gozo's future is in capable and caring hands. This year's theme, Waste Hackers, has challenged you to rethink one of our island's most critical issues, waste. Waste affects every corner of our society, from our natural environment to our economy and even our daily lives. But today, you've shown us that waste can also become a catalyst for change, a driving force towards innovation, opportunity, and a sustainable future for Gozo. The journey to a cleaner, greener Gozo requires continued commitment, not only from a government institution perspective and from the business side, but from every member of our community. So I urge you all, take what you have learned, refine your ideas, and keep pushing forward. Keep asking, how can I make a difference? What role can I play in making Gozo sustainable? These questions will be your guiding light. As Minister for Gozo, I can assure you that the government is here to support initiatives such as these. You understand that your ideas need backing, resources, and a community that believes in your potential. Through partnerships with local businesses, government initiatives, and collaborative projects, we will work together to make these visions a reality. And I am confident that the Gozo Business Chamber and other key partners will also be on your side. To all the young minds here today, thank you. Thank you for your vision, your courage, your dedication to Gozo's future. We are immensely proud of each of you, and we look forward to seeing how your ideas blossom and transform our community in the years to come. Together, as waste hackers, let us continue to innovate, inspire, and create a Gozo that we can proudly hand down to the next generation. Thank you, and congratulations to all.
Thank you for those remarks and for encouraging our youths to follow their passions and take care of our environment. From my end, I now invite Daniel Borch, CEO of the Gozo Business Chamber, to make his remarks. Usually he would be here, but today he's representing the Chamber in Japan for a trade delegation. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. It's 5 in the morning here, but thank you, dear friends. Thank you for joining us today. And despite being away physically, I could not help but join in. On a personal level, this contest is very important to me, so I could not resist the temptation to ask them to let me in and pitch in. And this helps to show that in today's world, there are no barriers. The sky is the limit. It was marvelous from my end to hear Maria, George, and Haley all propose sustainable solution on how waste should be treated and also proposing innovative solutions. While here in Japan on a trade delegation, I had the opportunity to visit 2 innovation hubs. But one impressed me more, and you will ask me why. Its name was Quintbridge, and it was based on 3 floors, where youth move from being simply members on the first floor to collaborating on ideas on the second floor until they move to the 3rd floor, where they are assigned their own office to actually develop their ideas. And I would love to see this for Gozo, as I believe that actually Gozo can be a motor for such ideas. But youth need to be given the right tools and help. And I believe that the digital sector, education, and the green economy hold immense potential. Youth are our future. And this platform shows how much youth can deliver when they are given a space where they can voice their ideas without fear of being judged, and in a safe space where they are appreciated and celebrated for their efforts. But we must leave them also the possibility to make mistakes and encourage them, as failures are always the start of an exciting journey. Our society, though, is not always appreciative of the fact that actually mistakes help people grow, especially when it comes to business. Finally, while thanking Maria, George, and Haley once again, let me thank the Gozo Business Chamber first, both past President and now President Michael Gallia, former President Joe Borch, for supporting me in this dream that each year we are seeing grow day by day. A special thanks goes to Jesmond and Joanne, to whom I left all the remaining issues for them to handle on their own while abroad. And a special thanks goes to Agenzia Zaza, without whom we would not be able to reach youth. They form an important link with a generation where speaking their own language is a must. I would also like to thank the Gozo Regional Development Authority, the Ministry for the Economy, Enterprise and Strategic Projects, and the J. Malta Foundation for their continued support year on year. I would also like to thank the Ministry for Gozo and Planning for the ongoing support provided to the Chamber throughout the whole year. Let us continue to dream. Let us be appreciative of our youth. Encourage them. And when they fall, help them get back on track. We should remember that we were there once, and therefore ensure them of our continued support. Thank you all, and good evening.
As we bring today's event to a close, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to each of you for your participation, including our CEO from abroad, and thank you to all those who pitched and those who attended, and to our panel of judges. It was surely an enjoyable night, and I hope that this experience has been as wonderful for you all as it has been for me. And for our young participants, well done on engaging and enriching our evening, and I wish you all the best for the future. Thank you once again, and good night, everyone.